So, hello everyone and welcome if, Kerry, we do not want Poppy. Welcome if you are watching back. Tonight's session is all about preparing your business for post-promotion, because what we want people to do is when they become a team leader, we want them to stay a team leader and then become a group leader and move on up that way, rather than becoming a team leader and putting all that effort in to then demote. So we don't want you to do that, which is why we're putting on this session. Maria, how many years have you been in 20. A leadership role? 20. So this is why I've chosen Maria, because she's done it for 20 years. So if she can maintain a leadership status for, she's been, the leadership statuses. If she can maintain a leadership status for that amount of time, so can you. And Maria has got lots of tips to help you do that. So I am going to talk you through, this will be very familiar to most of you, but we wanted this session to work for anyone. So if you have just joined and you're thinking you'd like to know more about becoming a team leader, if you've just promoted to team leader and you're keen to stay there, or if you are a leader and you want to know more how to support your leaders, this is for you. So basically, it's for absolutely everyone at any stage of their business. So I am going to share my screen and talk you through the team leader qualification. So this will hopefully be familiar to all of you. So to become a team leader, you and at least 4 partners you have personally recruited need to achieve £1,800 of personal team sales or more in a computed month. And you and at least 4 of your recruits must be active in that month of promotion. So you recruit 4 people, all of them need to sell £120 worth of books, and you need to have total sales of your team of £1,800, and you would become a team leader. I thought I'd done something about staying a team leader, clearly not. Team leader, but it's okay because I know Maria has covered many things. That. So team leader benefits. So why do you want to do it? You get a £120 bonus if you promote to team leader. This is doubled to £240 if you achieve that in your quick start period. So if you are someone that is a team leader already, you want to support your team members, please do remind them of this, particularly if they're new and they could get the £240, because if you don't tell them, they won't necessarily know that that is an option for them. And whether they take that option is up to them, but it is up to you to tell them they have that option. Following the month of your promotion, you'll be paid 5% commission, personal team bonus on your personal team sales every month, in which you achieve the following. So you need £120 of personal sales, £1,800 of personal team sales, so that's from the people that you personally recruited, and you need 4 active on file personal recruits. So those are people that have placed a £120 order in a rolling 3-month period. They don't have to place that order every single month for you to stay as a leader, and your dashboard will tell you, or it should do, I don't have a dashboard, the number of active on files you have. So you'll be able to track that. And I would say be geeky about it, track it. Being informed is being successful. So like know your team, know what they're up to and what you need to do to support them. You could also earn a productivity bonus of £120 in each month where your personal team sales is £3,600 or more, and you achieve the payment criteria for team leader. So all you need in your team is a couple of people doing school events, and you will definitely get that productivity bonus as well. So you can see how your earnings will quickly increase from becoming a team leader and then staying a team leader. So it's not just about getting there, it's about seeing the reward from staying there and that consistency in your business. Because once you get used to that money, you want to be used to receiving that money every month. So your role as a team leader, Maria will go through this in much more detail. I'm sure. But I think sometimes people panic that they've just started. How on earth can they be a team leader? They've only just started. They don't know what they're doing. So how can they help other people to know what they're doing? You don't need to know everything. So your role is to support other people to achieve their goals. So your role is to ask them what they want to achieve, and you support them in doing that. Your role is to regularly assess what your team members' goals are and if they've changed. So it might be you think no one in your team wants to recruit or build a team of their own. That might change in a few months' time, and you won't know if you don't ask them. So it's just about those conversations. Your role is to be a cheerleader, to celebrate the successes of your team. I know, looking around the people that are here, you are some of the most amazing cheerleaders. I've personally benefited from your cheerleading. You are the most amazing group of people, and you're great at celebrating other people's successes. It's much easier than celebrating your own. So make sure you pick up on every amazing thing your team member does. It's that sense of community, of making people feel part of your team and wanting to be with you, and therefore wanting to stay with you. It is about bringing new team members in. So you've got your 4 people, you don't want to stop there, because it's in their benefits for you to expand your team so they can talk to more people and benefit from more people in the team. Your job is as a coach and a mentor, so to talk to people and support them in achieving their goals. And I think this one is really key. You don't need to be an expert in every element of the business. You don't need to be an amazing school seller to support people in working with schools. You don't need to be an amazing party host to do that. You don't need to be great at baby and toddler groups. What you need to do is find out what they want and work out how you can support them to achieve it. That might be asking another leader that is really good at selling at schools to come into your group and talk to your group. But you don't personally have to be amazing at everything. Very few people are, to be successful as a team leader. Although actually I know Maria is really good at selling, and she's good at coaching and mentoring, but I'm sure you've got your areas, Maria, where you would use someone else's expertise. The final thing I wanted to go through with you guys before we hear from Maria on her tips and the part of this session you actually want to listen to is your transferable skills. I want to remind you just how many transferable skills you have. Statistically, if you are a partner, you are likely to be in your 30s or your 40s. So you have probably had a previous career, or you're still in that career to Usborne, and you will have so many transferable skills from that career. If you're lucky enough to still be 18, you have transferable skills from your time at school. So if you're ever kind of doubting yourself, or like, how can you be a team leader, or can you continue to bring people into your team? Think about your transferable skills. So that might be collaborative working. That might be multitasking. If you're a parent, you're probably great at multitasking. Communicating, being part of a team, meeting deadlines. If you can get your kids to school on time, I'd count that in the meeting deadlines criteria. And completing tasks to a set criteria. You have transferable skills, whether that's from your career, school, being a parent, whatever it is. You have so much value based on your life experience that you can apply to being a team leader and to maintaining that leadership status. So my last point to you is just don't underestimate your own value. I know from talking to lots of you, you all underestimate your own value. Like, please don't. You have so much more to offer than you think. And I think if you actually took the time to think about what you have rather than what you don't have, you'd realize you had a lot to offer other people. So I'm now going to hand over to Maria, and I'm going to stop sharing to share hopefully a bit about your story, Maria, and then your tips for maintaining leadership status.
Okay, right, let me move that around. So thank you for that, Lucy. I'm going to repeat some of those things because they're quite key. So I'll bring them into my session in a minute. So first off, just a little bit about myself. So Maria and I live in Devon. I've got 2 boys who are 22 and 17. I've been married for 29 years. I've got my rescue dog, Coco. Rugby is another one of my passions. I'm one of those doers, you know, that says yes to everything. So I've been the PTA chair I'm now the team manager of Jack's rugby team. I also, alongside Esborn, I'm a trainer for the RFU, and I was a team leader at the Rugby World Cup. So I'm a bit of a busy person, but I've managed to fit my business around being a busy person. And actually my business has enabled me to do these other things, and to be there to run the rugby team, there to go and kind of do the World Cup, because my business is flexible. When Lucy asked me to do this session, those of you that know me well know that I can talk vision boards and I can talk free prize draw slips till I'm blue in the face. And I thought I could do that one. And then Lucy sprung this one on me, and I was a bit doubtful because, like a lot of us, my business, I'm a group leader at the moment, and business is tough for everybody. And so I was a bit like, how have I got the experience to talk about, you know, sustaining team leaders? But then I thought I'd do a bit of soul searching and I'd look at what I've achieved. So I thought I'd share some of those in the hope that you can see that if I can do this, you can do this. So I joined Esborn back in 2003 when my son was 2 years old. I promoted to team leader in October of 2003, and I've been a team leader or a leader status for 232 out of 244 months, which actually blew me away. I won my first travel incentive in 2006, and I talk about these in a bit more detail in a minute, because the travel incentive to me was the cherry on the top of a successful business. So as I was growing my business, that was the kind of reward I won. I've been on and won 8 other travel incentives. I have been at every status. So I've been a team leader, group leader, divisional leader, and executive leader. And then over those 20 years, I've personally supported 22 people to team leader. 10 of them have gone on to promote to group leader. And I've been personally active for 240 out of 244 months. I'm going to talk about being active quite a bit tonight, because to me, it is the bread and butter of this business. I do quite a lot with my team on being active. So I've currently got 15 first-time partners running in our active club. And because of this, my team has hit productivity for the last 29 months in a row. So that £120 bonus that Lucy was talking about, that's me hitting productivity for the last 29 months. Overall, my sales are just under 6 million. And my override commission that I've been paid. So the commission I've been paid from being a team leader, not from my sales, but from me being of a leader status, are just under £320,000. So all of this came from me meeting somebody at a stall, and I filled out a free prize draw slip. Hence, I am passionate about free prize draw slips, because I wouldn't have even known that Esborn existed without meeting that person. And when I joined, I wasn't joining for a hobby, for a business. I didn't even have business building on my radar, but I love the books. And so I figured if I joined and did something as a hobby, because it was a bit something that I could do for myself, I would just enjoy it. But as soon as I joined, I kind of got the bug, and the rest is kind of history, really. But if I hadn't gone along to that Christmas fete and met that lady at that stall, I probably would never have known that something like this was possible for somebody like me. So it is really, really important when you're out and about to be talking to everybody about the opportunity with Esborn. You're promoting something that we all know works, we all know is fun, but we have to tell people. And one of the keys is if you are there with your stall all set up and somebody is toying with whether it's something they could do, if you don't talk about it with them, they might well go and search the website to see whether they can do it and join with somebody else. So this is where the free prize draw slips come in handy as well. It's a really good way for building your kind of contact list up with those. But we need to share this opportunity, and maintaining your status will come from recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. So we're going to start with the very basics of promoting to a team and how you build your team. So we have lots of different ways that we can recruit, whether it's online or offline. But when we're first going for that promotion, sometimes how we build those initial that initial team is going to dictate how successful we are going forward. So if you build your team full of family and friends because you want to tick the box and you want to get your status, the likelihood it's going to be very, I'll say wispy because it's there, but it's going to be quite weak, because you're taking on people that maybe want to do you a favor, or they're just there to get the books for their family and friends. So we need to look at who we're putting into our team. If we build it up really, really fast, we recruit 20, 30 people from a Facebook ad, and then we haven't got the time to invest in them, again, our team is going to be, it could be a little bit insecure. So we need to then look at where we spend our time investing in those people that we take on. The key is looking to build a strong business with people that want to work, that we're working with and we're encouraging to be successful. We're stretching them, we're believing in them when they don't believe in themselves. And that's going to put in really good, strong foundations. So it might be worth having a look at your team and seeing what proportion of your team kind of come out, you know, within those categories, and seeing whether you need to be looking at a different area, whether you need to be looking, approaching your recruiting a little bit differently, to be trying to get those people in that want to set goals, they want to run their own businesses, and they will help you put in strong foundations. Tell I'm nervous, my throat is drying up. So we've promoted to team leader, which is what I'm assuming a lot of you here are already or are about to be. And we celebrate that because we've done it. But what next? A lot of people seem to think that we get to team leader and we've worked really, really hard to do that. And then that's it. And they kind of don't know where to go next. So it's not the end. This is just the beginning of your next Usborne chapter. And it's really, really important that you celebrate that promotion, but then straight away you set your next goal. So think about what you would choose next. You could choose that you maybe want to go to the next level of promotion. You want to promote to group leader. It could be that you want to make sure that you qualify every single month. It could be that you want to maintain your status. So you want to just make sure that you keep that status. And it could be that you want to double your team size. There are lots of different goals, but make sure that the next thing you do is set that next goal and share it with somebody, because then you're going to keep moving forward. So team leader is only 2 letters unless you qualify. So you've got your status, but unless you qualify, you're not going to earn the extra commissions that you deserve. So it's a big effort to promote, and you want to make sure that you maintain that status and get paid for it. So you've worked really, really hard. Don't then let it slip away. And it's much easier to maintain your status rather than re-promote. So to maintain your status, you've got to qualify at least once every 3 months. And that means that you'll stay at your status. If you demote down, so if you don't qualify in those 3 months and you go back to partner level, you've then got to do it all over again. You've got to do your 1,800 and your 4 personally active in a month. When you're maintaining, you can use those active on files, as Lucy said, but I'm going to cover that in a minute. It's much easier to work with people that are active every single month and not rely on your active on files. So it's much easier to maintain that status and make sure you qualify at least once every 3 months than it is to re-promote and go back to partner level and do it all over again. So I've said about setting a goal. It's important to have that post-promotion plan in place. So you've got to continue to recruit, and you've got to encourage your team to do the same thing. Your recruits, their volume, their volume helps you with your volume target. So aim to double your team and then double it again, and always keep recruiting. In the early days, plan to do 1/3 of the volume yourself. But remember that now you're a team, the key is that you get your team doing the majority of the volume going forward, and then you can focus on being active every month, whether that's at £120 or £250. And then you can focus on the training for people, the community building within the team, more recruiting, and you're focusing on those areas that are going to grow your business in the long run overall. Focus on quick start with your new starters. If you've got somebody that joins and they're going for their kit boost or their kit refund, you know straight away that you're going to have £360 worth of sales for kit boost, £720 worth of sales for kit refund, and you can plan that into your monthly planner, which I'm going to show you in a minute, as volume for that month. And also it helps with the awards. If you're looking to go for one of the recruiting rewards, it's based on your quick start points. So if you get your starters going for those in the early days, it's really going to help you with volume. Encourage your team to be active. Aim to have at least 4 actives every month without relying on your active on file, and plan how you're going to achieve your minimum order every month. Communication is key with your team, so you can work out where the volume is coming from. So what you want to do is build a community where people want to succeed with you, and they want to share what they're doing, and they want to feel that they're part of something, not that you're pushing them to do work and you're getting them to do things they don't really want to do. You want to build an environment where everybody wants to be sharing what they're doing and learning from you and seeing what you're doing to help them move their businesses forward, because they'll be inspired by what you're doing. So here's an example of a team volume map that you can use. So what you would do is at the beginning of the month, you would sit and you would kind of put in the middle how much you think you're going to do this month. And then around the edge, from conversations you've had with your team members, you pop in there the volume that you think. If you know one of them's doing a home party, you could put them down for £120. If you know one's got a school order going on, you could put them down for £600. And you can just estimate how much you think you're going to be getting from your team's volume. And then that way you can look to see whether you need to fill any gaps. So you might need to go out and get some extra orders to fill a gap. And again, I've included the second line here so that you can see that your recruits are going to help your volume. So you can put in there, if you're speaking to your recruits and they know what their team are up to, you can pop that in there as well. So you can use this and design any kind of image. It's just about knowing where the volume's coming from. So I said I was going to focus on being active quite a bit. So why should I be active? So you need to be active to qualify status and to earn your mentor bonus. If you're helping people and supporting them, you're going to earn mentor bonus from that. But if you don't place your order, you're not going to be paid that mentor bonus. So you're going to be doing all the work, and then you're not going to get paid the mentor bonus for it. If you're active every single month, you're setting an example for your team, and then you can encourage them by giving them ideas of what to do, where they could get their regular orders from. And it just sets that example for how you're running your team. You're going to appear on Find a Partner, which can lead to future business. So whether that's recruits or whether that's school orders or any event leads that come through, they're going to see you on there, and it's going to make you visible. And it gives you a bit of it makes you feel, gives you a really good reputation. If they're looking for somebody and they find you in their local area, they're already going to be confident in you because they found you via the company website. It's a simple goal, and it keeps you working on your business. So what I found, it's, I say in a minute, it's a habit, but for me, not being active isn't an option. It's something that I've always done. And so I've always got something in my diary, knowing where my next order is coming from. So it's kept me working and moving forward, even when life's going on and there's so much else happening. I know that I'm going to be doing something towards getting that volume on for the following month. So it's getting me planning what I'm doing. So whether it's my book club, whether it's going to Baby Sensory, whether it's doing a school book fair, I know throughout the year where I've got my business coming in from and where I might need, like months that I might need to go and look for some new opportunities. So the company incentives, so like the awards, the travel incentive, the business development program, they all require you to be active every month. I've already said it's a habit, and once it's a habit, habits are much harder to break, and you're going to earn at least £25 commission every month. So here's another volume map that you can use. This one is for you to plan out your monthly sales. So you just take the months throughout the season, and again, you can design your own version of this, but you are going to know, if you've been doing this a while, you're going to know when you've got events in and when's busy. And if you haven't, you will be able to learn from your mentor when might be busy within the season. So we already know that March is always busy with World Book Day. So you can pop, World Book Day in there, and that's where you're going to get your volume from. We know that October and November are going to be busy for Christmas. So that's where you'd be getting your Christmas fairs or your school book fairs in. And then we know that January, we have a company sale, or we make our own sales. July, the same, and anything else that you do regularly. So I do a Baby Sensory regularly. I would be able to put that in because I've booked that in advance. I know what dates I'm doing. I'd be able to put that into the months as well. So this helps you look at your whole year to see where you might need to be looking for some fetes and fairs to go to, or contacting some schools about having events with them, and finding some volume on a monthly basis. So Lucy's touched on it with how you qualify as a team leader, and it's really important to know how it works. So we know that you have to do £1,800. You have 4 active people, so they've all done £120. And then this page is like my best friend. This shows you what you earn for each level, so what you earn off of your team. But also, just as importantly, it helps you see the next level up. So when you promote to team leader, the next level up is probably going to look like it's in a really distant future, because it seems that you're struggling to get your £1,800. How on earth are you going to get your £6,000? And I know from experience that when I stayed at team leader for quite a long time, because I just couldn't ever imagine hitting the 18,000 or the 30,000 team total sales. I just couldn't see how I was ever going to do that. But what happens is, as you grow your business, so as a team leader, once you start getting your team to recruit people, your volume will grow. And then once you start encouraging them to go for team leader and they're building their team, it grows a lot quicker. So once you've got your first team leader under your belt, between you both, you're going to be hitting, you've got to hit £3,600 in sales. So already you're a lot closer to that £6,000 target. So as you grow, it's important to look and see what that next stretch is for you to hit that next status. So page 23, print it off, stick it in your diary, and then aspire to hit those targets, to hit the £6,000. Even if you're just hitting the £6,000 as a taster, then start promoting your team leaders out. But try and hit some of those targets so that you can see, I do talk about in a minute actually, the £120 active order. Once you've got that as a habit and you're doing it regularly, then double it and go for 240, because for the next levels up for group, divisional and executive leader, we have to do £240 every month. So then if you start practicing getting that under your belt, again, that's another step towards the next leader status, and it'll help you in the future to be able to do that and know that you can achieve that. So like I said, print out page 23. So this to me was really important to talk about, because one of the biggest things that held me back was when I joined, like I said, 20 years ago, we didn't talk, the setup within the company was all very, very different. And it was very, if you're in one division, you're in one division, and there wasn't much cross-divisional work and things like that. And we didn't really talk about money. So we never heard how much people were earning. We celebrated the awards, but we were never shown commission checks, and we never knew what the kind of earning potential was. So it wasn't something I felt comfortable asking my mentor about. And so I didn't realize the potential with this business to earn so much money. So I really wanted to focus on this today, just to inspire you and show you what can be achieved with this company. If you put your mind to it and want to grow this business, you really can achieve it all. So what I've done is I've taken earnings from November 2022. So this is what I would have earned as a partner. So for me, myself, as if I was just a partner on my personal sales, I would have earned £314. As a mentor, so if I had my people under me, but I wasn't a team leader and I was still a partner level, I would have earned £894. If I was a team leader, based on my earning, my sales for that month, I would have earned £1,475. I was a group leader, so I earned £3,749 in a month. And then I wanted to show you the difference between when I started this, it was a hobby, and it was hobby for quite a long time. I did play around for quite a few years at being a partner, and I enjoyed far too much coffee and cake. So when I decided to treat it like a business, so when my second child went to school and I had the choice of going and getting a job and having someone else tell me what to do, or making this work, I decided to give it some respect and build a business. So in 2012, my annual commission from Usborne was £1,795. In 2013, when I promoted up, well, I was a team leader anyway, but when I decided that I was going to build my business, so I'd started to get team leaders under me, I earned £4,210. The following year, I promoted to group executive, and my earnings went up to £12,762. The following year, I went up to divisional leader. Again, they almost doubled. They went up to £26,358. And then in 2016, when I promoted to executive leader, my annual earnings is £42,329. Now, I'd never even dreamed that I could earn that much money. So my highest year, actually, I earned £56,000 in a year. And my highest monthly commission, so I earned in 1 month, was £10,000. Now, all those figures were way off my radar when I was doing this initially. I just didn't know it was something that I could do. And I really actually wished that I knew a lot earlier, because I probably wouldn't have enjoyed as much cake, and I probably would have just got on with it. And because the difference it's made to my life, which I talk about a bit more in a minute, the difference it's made earning those commissions, it really impacted my whole family. Obviously, every month you can check out the month's top earners. So this is March's top earners there, and it shows you what people are earning in a month, and it shows you the potential. So make a note of this and think about how much you'd like to earn from this. And the key is going to be promoting to team leader and then sustaining that business. So it is a numbers game. We all know that direct sales is a numbers game, whether it's about getting recruits or whether it's about getting events booked into your diary. You've got to be talking to a lot of people. So keep a record of your figures so that you can measure your growth, see the areas that might need focusing on, and plan ahead. This is really good because what you can also do is if you feel like you're struggling, this month, you can look back and see how you were doing last month, and you can kind of go, oh, actually, yeah, last month was the same, kind of all came together at the end. So if you keep good notes and keep a track of your figures, it's easy for you then to plan ahead. According to the industry standards, the conversion rate is around 2 or 3%. That's considered average. And that means you've got to talk to a lot of people. That's whether you're putting it in front of people on your social media channels, whether you're going live, whether you're sharing engaging posts, whether you're out meeting people. I am a go out and meet people face to face kind of girl. Talking to people, having those conversations, making sure that you're listening as much as you're talking, and you're giving those you're engaging with those right people and letting them know that this is something that can help them, whether it's with the sales and free books, or whether it's the opportunity of coming and joining your team. And never assume that somebody isn't going to want to do this, because none of us know what's going on. It might be that they want something to challenge them. It might be that they need some extra money. It might be that they hate their job and they want something else. The kind of a lot of us within the company that have been here a while, we're busy people, but we still do this. And if somebody was looking in, they'd probably think they wouldn't ask me because I'm so busy. Yet actually, this is the sort of thing that I would thrive on. So don't assume, make sure that you're talking to everybody, and it's up to them if they take you up on joining or working with you. So make sure you talk to them. The more people you talk to about your business, the better success you will have. I'm sure you all know that when you're not feeling the business, and you're kind of taking a back seat and you're not talking to people, your business will quieten down. You will, start to kind of see those sales drop off a bit. So it's important to pick that back up as soon as you can and get back out there talking about your business. Depth in your team is going to give you strength long term. So if you build a team based purely on first line and you haven't got any depth, you're not going to be earning the maximum anyway, but also it's not going to give you long-term strength. So my strength and my ability to still be here qualifying as a team leader 20 years later comes from the depth within my teams. I support lots and lots and lots and lots of inherited people that have come to me when their leaders have left, and that there is giving me the strength within my team. And people are come and go. So that's why it's really important to have new people joining all the time. Some people come and stay forever, like me. Some people come and do a season. Some people come for Christmas and go again. So it's always important to be bringing on new people into the business. So we all know that understanding why we do this business is important. Sometimes it's really, really hard to dig down and know why you do what you do. So what I would say is, if you're ever struggling, just make sure you're doing what makes your heart sing. So if you love working in schools, then go and make sure you're doing schools regularly. If you like going and doing your fetes and fairs and talking to people, do it regularly, because when you're doing those things that make your heart sing, it shines through you, and people that you come into contact with are going to be attracted to you without you even trying. So make sure that if you start to kind of question why you're doing this, make sure you do those things that you enjoy doing, and then take some time, speak to your mentor or speak to somebody else that can either coach or mentor you and can talk through why you think it is that you do this. And there are lots of different reasons, and we're all very, very different in why we do this. But if we know why we're here, when the tough times hit, we can power through them because we know why we're doing this and what we want to get from this. So it's just important every now and then to stop and think about, why did I join? What was it I wanted to get from this in the beginning? That may change, but the kind of one reason that you join for usually is because you love the books. Then get out there with the books, get your books out, do some marketing shots, sit and read some books, take them to a toddler group, get out with them and re-engage with people and show that love that you've got for the product. So it does all come down to you. It doesn't matter who you've got as a mentor. It doesn't matter where you live. It matters how you are. And I find being self-employed can be quite lonely because we are here, we work in our offices. When I go to Baby Sensory, I take my laptop and I stay there the whole week and I work there because I'm surrounded by people and it's really good fun. But you need to surround yourself with the right people, the ones that lift you up. They want you to succeed. So just be mindful of who you pick to be around you. It does say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So make sure you pick carefully. If you find that you're with people that are dragging you down or they're not on the same path as you, then it's important to connect with others. And that's where attending the business development program or leadership academy, that's where you can find your people. So you can find other people that you might want to buddy up with who are sharing the same path as you and that are there, they can challenge you and work with you and help you. Another really important one is to be coachable. You need to be open to letting people dig deep and find out your why, find out what your goals are, to challenge you and push you and kind of stretch that comfort zone. You know, if you're not accepting of that support and that help, it's going to be really hard for you to move to kind of grow and then help others grow. So being coachable means that you can learn from others. You can be pushed, probably sometimes when you don't want to be. But what I find is I think that we have to believe in others before they believe in themselves. And then your mentor will be believing in you while you don't believe in yourself, I'm sure. So our job is to kind of support them and help them grow and push them in the right direction so that they can achieve what they want from this business. You will find the time to do anything that you want enough. So be clear on what you want. And as I've said at the top, it's important. If you will make excuses else, you know I can find time for anybody that invites me out. I'm a bit obsessed with coffee and cake, aren't I? But I'll find the time for anything. You know, if something happens within your family, you'll drop everything and you go and do it. So we know the time's there. We've just got to prioritize that time and respect that time and your business. So one of the key things for me, like I said, was when I started to treat the business with respect. That's when it started to grow. So working out my week and knowing when I'm working and when I'm not working, so that I don't get easily distracted and I'm off doing other things. I know when my work time is. If I was in a 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't be able to ring up and say, I'm really sorry, I can't come in, I've got to hang the washing out, I've got to do the dishes, I've got to sit and do this. I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd have to go and do it. So setting those business hours, if you can, will work really, really well. And then you've got your downtime. You know when that is. You know when you can go and meet for coffee. But you also know when you're working on your business and when that time is to make things happen. Invest in yourself. Again, as a self-employed business owner, it's up to us to grow, not only through the training that the company provides, your mentor provides, people that you meet provide. It's about that self-development of yourself. So read some self-development books, listen to podcasts, access YouTube, get all of that information in. When I first started out, I'd be Googling, I haven't got an example now, but you can Google anything. We all know that. On YouTube, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos. So if you were, struggling in a certain area, whether it's, following up on your free price draw slips, so say it's speaking to strangers, you can Google that on YouTube. And you can find a video that would give you some tips on, on calling people and some and watch through some stuff. So it's important to develop yourself as much as anything within this business so that you're growing as a person. And qualifying every month, I've mentioned just now, qualifying every month as a team leader means that you will have access to the business development group. And you will be invited to Leadership Academy. So then you're going to be surrounded by a community of like-minded leaders. So another one of the key benefits of building that business and qualifying every month means that you hit bronze level. So you get that group every single season. And then you know that you're going to have people in there that have got experience that can help you. They're like-minded. They're on the, the thing is with direct sales is not everybody does it and not everybody gets it. But you're surrounded then by people that get it. They have the same problems as you. They can help you. They've been doing, a long time, a lot of people. There's so much experience in that group and they're all very, very giving people. They're there to help and support you. And, we want to help and support. We thrive on seeing others succeed. So a few top tips, just refreshing back through what we've done. Plan an active order every month. Aim for £250. Then, like I said, once it's a habit, 120, you can double it up to 240. 250 is a school order, so you get extra free books. So I tend to aim for £250 myself. Plan ahead, plan your sales and where that 1,800 is coming from. Communicate with your team so you know their plans. Promote being active every month to your team. Encourage your recruits to recruit. Remember, all their volume helps. And also remember that anyone can earn mentor bonus. They don't have to be a team leader to get mentor bonus. So even if they just want to introduce some people, they can earn the mentor bonus. They might not want to go on and promote to team leader yet, but if they introduce them, they're going to get the 6% anyway. Set a goal. Once you've doubled that team size, so you've got your 4, you've doubled it to 8, then make sure going forward, you're aiming for at least 2 recruits every single month. This is a bit like the active order. If you make this a habit, you're then you're going to the right places to have conversations about recruiting. You're whether you're doing Facebook ads or whether you're doing free price draw slips or whether you're just having conversations, it builds that habit of getting you out there and doing things to get recruits into your team. Surround yourself with positive people who want you to achieve. And remember, what you water will grow. So if you focus on sales all of the time, that area is going to grow, but your recruiting isn't going to grow. It's a real balance to get it right as a team leader, and that takes time. And some parts of the year you need to be focusing on sales. We know March is really busy with sales, and we know Christmas is the same. But once we've got into the habit of those two, you can find a balance where you can be working on both sides of the business, but what you water is going to grow. Have high expectations for your team. So this one, when I speak to people at Leadership Academy or I'm having conversations, sometimes they set the bar really low for their people because they don't want to put pressure on them. But if you talk to the people when they join, most of them want to join to earn some extra money or at least get some free books. And so if we don't have expectations of them placing orders, they're not going to achieve that. So again, it's that belief level. If we believe that they can achieve anything at all, then they're going to raise up to that level. If we set the bar really low, they're only ever going to hit that. This is quite important for when you're speaking to people about joining, and how you focus and how you word things on, oh, there are no set targets, you haven't got to do anything, you know, it's up to you what you do. That there says to them, oh, actually, I could join, get the books, and I haven't really got to do anything. Whereas if you set the expectation, like I do, that they're going to come on and to move their business forward, it's really important for them to be doing £120 every month, and they can promote to team leader and they can achieve their quick start, then they're more likely to raise their work levels to achieve those things. And then they achieve success, and then they're happier and they're achieving, so they're going to stay. So make sure that you're setting the expectations, you know, high for your people. And when you speak to them, find out what it is you really, you know, what they want, and then you can help them to achieve that. Always encourage people to go for team leader. Everybody can go for team leader. Everybody can support people. And like Lucy said, you don't have to know everything about being a team leader or about the business, because there is always somebody else that you can ask. There's always somebody, your mentor or somebody else in your team, that is going to be there to answer a question. And if you're honest and just say, you know what, I actually don't know that, let me go and find out. And you go and find out and go back to them. They're going to be happy with that. Even if you've just joined, you can recruit people and you can learn together. The key, I think, is we're all grown-ups and we can all go and find the information we need. So we all have access to tools and downloads. We can all go and watch the YouTube videos. We can all follow back and look back on training sessions. We're grown-ups. We've got this far in life. We can definitely sell some books and help some other people to sell some books. Build an environment where people want to stay and succeed. I've said again, believe in your team members while they don't believe in themselves, and then keep believing in them. You know, keep that belief in them, because I know everybody can achieve anything they want with this company. So it is there if people want it. Stretch comfort zones. It's where the magic happens. Know what you want and why, and revisit this often. Know where you're going. You're less likely to get lost on the way. So that's what I said at the beginning. It's really important, once you've promoted to team leader, that was your goal. You've promoted to team leader, you've got that tick. Now what next? Make sure that you know what you want next, so that you don't hit a brick wall and you're tired out from having done that promotion. You have to sustain that going forward. So what do you want to achieve next? If you know that, you're not going to get lost. Don't be a goal hopper. So stick to one goal until you achieve it. So what happens is with goal hopping is you set a goal and then you go for it, and you don't achieve it by the date that you've got in your head that you want to achieve it by. So you think you can't achieve it and you give up and you set another goal, and then you try that one and you don't hit that one. And then this has a negative impact on you for your confidence and your, your enjoyment of the business. So if you really, really, really want to be a group leader, a divisional leader, executive leader, whatever it is, you keep going until you achieve it. The date that you put in is yours and it's flexible and you can move it. Life gets in the way sometimes. If you said it that you wanted it by the end of last season and it didn't happen, it doesn't matter. It's your goal. You move the deadline to another date and you just keep going until you hit it. Don't keep swapping those goals around, and work on your own self-development. So team leaders can win BDP, and that's where you make friends. That's where you meet the authors. That's where you meet people that lift you up and you have fun. Get in a room with people, you have a lot of fun. Team leaders can travel. So the criteria for the travel incentive now is the most open it's ever been in my time with Usborne, that every single person within the company can go for winning a travel incentive. As a team leader, you're fully in control of achieving that by promoting out, team leaders and hitting gold. You can win it if you're a wildcard winner from being active every single month. There are so many opportunities to win it. So I said, building my business and it has enabled me to travel the world, and it's just been like the best cherry on the top of what was successful business building. So as I started to achieve these travel incentives, my business just was growing and growing and growing. So going for travel is one of the best things ever. So if you've just missed out on it, and achieving it down the route of kind of achieving gold, carry on now and achieve the next 2 stages of it. And then when you get to the end of the year, you know that actually you achieved 2 out of 3 of those. So next year you can do the 3 out of 3. So don't give up. Hit those next 2, get gold for the next 2 seasons. And then next year, you know that you've only got to do that 1 extra one. You've done the other 2. You know you can do them. You've just got to get that 3rd one. Don't give up, because what will be happening while you're doing that is your business will be growing. So if you go on and promote out another 2 team leaders by the end of the year, it means you could be a group leader by the end of the year if you're not already. But it really is one of the most amazing experiences, going away with a small group of people and head office staff. It really is a really special thing to do. Team leaders can earn. So like I said, when I first joined, I joined for a hobby. I had no idea that Usborne would enable me to pay to take my family to Florida. I'd be able to buy a static caravan down in Cornwall, and I'd be able to move house. I just didn't think that that was going to ever be possible. So team leaders can earn, and you can achieve anything on your vision goal through building your business with Usborne. And then I couldn't not include this one. We have fun. We meet so many different people, and we, make friends for life. We go to Leadership Academy and we meet new people. We're helping people be successful. We, really do enjoy each other's company, and we enjoy what we do. So bring back Gala, Lucy, please. Now, just a recap. It's all about building good foundations. So treat your business with respect. Be active every month yourself. Plan at least a season ahead. Consistency is key. Create good habits. Put processes in place, because that's going to help you save time. Celebrate success and be copyable. I'm nearly done, I promise. So I'm going to finish with another story I like. It's the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. And it's very much like our Usborne businesses. So when planting bamboo, you take a little seed and you plant it, you water it and you fertilize it for a year, nothing happens. Second year, you do the same, nothing happens. The third year, water it, fertilize it, nothing happens. And it becomes really discouraging. The fifth year, you continue to water and fertilize it. And then all of a sudden, during that fifth year, the Chinese bamboo sprouts and grows nearly 90 feet in 6 weeks. So our Usborne businesses is really like that, not necessarily in years, but in weeks or months. It can often be discouraging. We are seemingly doing things right and nothing happens. But when we keep doing those things and we're not put off, we're persistent and we keep going, then things happen. And finally, we do begin to receive the rewards. I find that I call it the Midas touch. And once everything starts to fall into place, you've put all the seeds in and you've watered them all. And then all of a sudden they start flowering all at the same time. And it becomes like the Midas touch. And because that gives you confidence, you do even more. And suddenly it's all flowering all around you. But you've got to be planting, you've got to be watering, and you've got to be nurturing to see any results now or in the future. So what does your Usborne future look like? Always remember what's the best that can happen. So I'm happy to do any questions. I don't know what the time is, but I'm happy to do, I'll come back into the room. I'm happy to do any questions.
Thank you.
I felt like I talked forever.
This is going to be a really silent round of applause, as it always is, but a silent round of applause to the amazing Maria, because that was honestly, I thought I learned a lot, and Maria should probably be doing my job. But that was the most amazing session. So many tips, so many ideas, and it's really lovely. I can see some of our new team leaders across the screen. It's really great that you've come and that you're investing this time in your business. I think Maria touched on so many amazing points. It's probably worth a watch back, even if you were here as well, to kind of like recap on everything. Before we move to questions, we are now at 9, but if Maria, you're okay to maybe do 5 minutes of questions. Before we do that, I want you all, if you are happy to do so, to in the chat, write what your goal is. So whether that is to double your team, whether that's to be group leader, divisional leader, whether that's to win one of the achievement award categories, and like make it high. Don't say your goal is to recruit 1 person this year. Like push yourself.
Raise that bar high.
If people, yes, thank you people that are putting their goals in. Thank you for being brave, because you've written it down and you've committed to it. You've said it in a public forum. You're going to push for it and do it. And like Maria said, like keep moving that date. If you want to be a group leader and you don't hit it by the end of this year, don't give up, keep going. And I think that was a really important piece of advice, like keep going. You haven't failed just because you haven't hit it in your deadline. You've only failed if you stop trying at all.
Yeah.
So keep sharing your goals, please. So I know what they are, so I know who to talk to about different things. And if anyone has any questions, can you type them in the chat now, please? And Maria will answer them for you. And also thank you to those people that were answering questions as we went along as well. That was really helpful. And thank you so much for sharing your goals. So we've had, I think this is a question, I'm not a mentor or team leader yet, but it's on my radar this year to start recruiting, but I'm confused between the stages up from partner to mentor to team leader.
Okay, so we're always a partner, whether we've got those TL status, letters anyway, we're always going to be an Usborne partner. A mentor is when you've started to recruit people and you're looking after them, you get paid mentor bonus. Your team leader status comes when you achieve the criteria. When you promote to team leader, you still get mentor bonus, but you also get the team bonus as well. So you get an extra 5%. So you get 6% mentor bonus, and then you get an extra 5% on top of that when you're qualifying as a team lead. So mentor bonus, you're always going to get. Once you start recruiting people, you earn mentor bonus. You're always going to get that. But once you promote to team leader, you then get the extra commission of team bonus. Does that help, Katie?
I think so. There seem to be comments that has helped. And yeah, do refer to the handbook as well. I know it's not the most enthralling document.
Do I?
But that
I know it inside out.
So the next question is, what tips do you have for pulling yourself out of a trough as a leader?
I would say book a call with me. No, I'm joking, Karen. One of the best books I've read is Sumo. So, and I know Sarah has used him quite a bit. So when I need to, again, you have to refocus on why you're doing this and get back out and do what it is you enjoy. Even if that's not necessarily going to move you to your goal right now, you need to just get back out and connect with people. So know what it is you want to achieve next, and then start finding some new buzzy people to work with. Because sometimes I think a lot of it is you're maybe not connecting with the right people in your team, or you haven't got any shiny new people yet. So sometimes it's just one new person coming in can ignite a whole new vibe in your team. So again, it's important to be bringing new people in all the time. But the Sumo book is really good. I've definitely read it quite a few times. Does that help, Kerry?
Thanks, Maria. Next question is, I've been chasing team leader for more than a year, been a partner for almost 2 years. How do I keep confident?
Okay, Gillian, so from what's new, I've been a partner for almost 2 years. How do I keep confident? So when you say chasing team leader, have you set yourself an actual date that you want to achieve it by? Because that's what I find with a lot of people I'm working with currently, is they say they want to be a team leader, but they haven't actually set a date for it yet. And just because we set a date, as I've already said, it doesn't mean that we can't move that date, but we need to set an initial date so that we know that that's what we're working towards, because else we can keep going on working towards being a team leader, but we're not pulling it all together in 1 month. So what I would say, Gillian, is if that's something that is your goal, you don't change it, that you just keep working towards it, but you need to look at setting that date. So whether it's by the end of this season, and that's more than possible, you need to set that date that you're going to achieve it by the end of this season, and then you break it down and look at what you need to do to make it happen. So are you having enough conversations with people about joining, with the opportunity? Are you working with people, getting them to do their quick starts? Are you out promoting your business? Are you doing attraction marketing to make sure that you're talking to the right people about joining? And are you having conversations about joining? Or is it something you shy, I don't know, but you shy back from it? It's there, but it's not kind of at the forefront. If being a team leader is something you want, then you've got to recruit. So we need to be having those right conversations with people to get them on board. But first thing first is you make a decision when you want it to happen by, and you put that date in your diary, and you do all you can to make it happen by then. You can move that date, but for now, we want to make sure that we're going to try and hit that date. Hope that helps.
I think we'll have one more question, which is, do you have some tips for encouraging people to join your team?
I think it's about being yourself and enjoying what you do. I think when I'm recruiting at my best, it is out, a baby sensory or a fete with my stall, and I'm having conversations with people and I'm listening to what they're saying. So it isn't about me pushing on to them and that I want them to join my team. It's about me having a conversation and I'm listening to what they're saying, and then I'm reacting to what they're saying with kind of little snippets of what they could get with, doing this opportunity. And it's usually, did you know you could do this? Because as I said at the beginning, I didn't even know I could do this. So it's about believing in the opportunity. We all fab sell the books. So we will all sit and we'll look at the features and the advantages and the benefits of our books, but we never do that for the opportunity. So sit down and work out what the features, the advantages and the benefits are of the opportunity, and believe in that, because then when people are asking you questions, you're going to be thinking of those features and those advantages, and you'll be giving and encouraging people without even realizing. So I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Maria, and thank you for giving up more of your time as well to answer so many questions. I know Maria is happy to answer. Well, you're in the BDP group, so if you're also in the BDP group, you can find Maria there. Maria, are you happy for people to message you if they wanted to ask a question but didn't quite get around to it, or have something they really want to ask you? And yeah, thank you so much again. I think that was absolutely brilliant, and well done to all of you guys for putting your business first, for attending either in the capacity that you want to support your team to become leaders, or you want to become a leader yourself, or you want to stay as a leader, because you taking this time is a great use of your time to move your business forward and to invest in your business and treat your business seriously. Like what Maria did is possible for any of you to do. You just need to believe that you can do it. And you will do it. And I'm very excited to see lots of your faces in the new BDP group, and very excited to hopefully see everyone else's face from here in the autumn group, because you can do this. So thank you very much, everyone, and we will see you hopefully at the next training session.